Hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Beware of Bulldogs. My name is Caleb Nail. This is the podcast where we talk Fresno State sports. And today we are recapping the Fresno State football loss that happened on Friday to Colorado State. What happened? Oh, wow. Dang. Dogs fall to Colorado State 49-21. Ouch. We'll get there. But first, good morning. Hope your weekend was wonderful. If not, I hope the week gets better for you. A happy Monday. It is 5:38 on October 13th. And got a little dog bark, real dog bark in there for you at the beginning. I'm going to get to your guys' reactions first. And then I'm just going to play off your reactions because there are lots of opinions, and to say the least. Then we'll get to numbers, the stats on the game, and I will share my opinions along with you guys as I read what you guys said on social media. So please follow us on social media. I post after every game. I want to get your reactions. If you're in the chat or you are watching later, please comment below your thoughts. We've had a couple days to sit on this. I know the team's already bye week, but they're getting ready for the next game. I was planning on doing this Saturday, but then I forgot. I had to work at the winery. I was working the bar. We had the Crush event at the winery, at Givoli Winery. So they did the I Love Lucy stomp. We did that, and it was a blast. But I was there until 11, so I was not able to do the show Saturday. And same with Sunday, no party, but don't do much on Sunday. And so we're sticking to the schedule. So we'll get started, shall we? Follow me on X, beware_Bulldogs. And you can follow on Instagram, Beware Bulldogs Podcast. That's where I put the questions up. So you could go and comment and get out your views, your thoughts, your reactions. Let's get going. George Crawford says, honestly, been saying it from day one. This team has so many flaws in all aspects of the ball. Defense is so inconsistent. But worst of all, I feel like during the game, our coaches tend to make no adjustments. They keep doing the same stuff, even if it's not working. DJ Warner has to go. His presence on the field just isn't right. He has no emotion, and I never see him with the other players. He can't protect the ball. He cries on the field when someone doesn't run the correct route, but he isn't perfect either. I don't know. Something needs to change, and I feel quarterback makes the most impact and sense. But also, the play calling on both sides of the ball are so repetitive and simple. Like, it's got to be so easy to prepare to go against our team because we do nothing special. Our offensive and defensive play calling has been poor for years, though. Honestly, I think Entz is not ready for Division I. I feel like we got the talent, but execution and coaching isn't there. This whole season, we have been unprepared and sloppy against weaker opponents. Luck and talent can only take you so far for so long. Being a Bulldog fan stings. George had a lot to say there. I said I was going to react. I will react. George had a lot to say, so I'm going to keep going, and there's a lot of you to get through. But good morning, Derek. Good to see you. Good morning, Jesse. Thanks for joining. Jesse says, I'm surprised we're 5-2. This is year one of a rebuild. You have a point, Jesse. This is a team with 40 new players and a new coach. And a new coach to Division I, as George mentioned. To be 5-2 is pretty good, I would say. Okay, let's keep going. William Jennings, 5-1 record, covered up a lot of blemishes. I agree with William Jennings here. 5-1 record, covered up a lot of blemishes, reminiscent of the San Jose State game in 2023. Got punched in the face and never recovered. Frustrating as hell, but I'll wait until year two or three to really criticize Ents for a performance like this. 20 plus years of this type of game. Come on, man. It's true. George Crawford and William Jennings both mentioning what it's like to be a Fresno State fan. You could get a new coach. You could get 40 new players. Sometimes some things stay the same. Here's what I appreciated about after this game. After this game, when Ents was talking to the media, he spoke about extreme ownership and how he is owning up to everything that happened on the field there. So I appreciate that. That's what a leader's supposed to do. He could have talked about how horrible the defense played, gave up 49 points, how stagnant the offense has been for 7 of the past 8 quarters, I would say, of that we've played. He could have put blame on others on the coaching staff, on players, and he took extreme ownership of it and said he has to have the players ready. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed hearing that. As a fan, that makes me happy. It does. Onsen Enjoyer. Special teams flipped field position early, and it snowballed into a blowout. Field position wasn't good, and we just made dumb mistakes. Snowballed into a blowout is a good way to put it, because it just got worse and worse and worse. And at one point, I did think we were, we scored. I think it was 21 something. I think we got within 11, and then we went for it on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal. Failed the fake punt. So we had to go for it again on 4th down. There were some situational things that Ents took ownership over, but there were some situational things that I think we should have done differently. And that hurt us. Hey Now says, Dogs played with zero energy last night, and no one seemed to be able to fire them up once they got down and needed some big stops to get back in the game. Lackluster performance from the entire roster. Agreed. Curtis Haar, part 1. I got to find part 2. There's part 2. Part 1 came out very flat. Didn't even recognize the defense. That's so true. I didn't either. Did not maintain gap integrity. While I'm thinking about it, before I forget, there are a lot of times it was just poor timing on play calling. They ran the ball up the middle. They were running up the A gap, and we were running a stunt with our D tackles. And stunts take time. And so because we were running a stunt, their offensive lineman just said, "Oh, okay, thank you. I don't need to block anybody because our guy's still coming around. I'm just going up to the second level, going to hit the linebacker." So that was poor timing, and that it happened. I saw it twice. So I mean, it's only twice, but it happened twice, and I noticed it. And then we could not stop the run at all. Two turnovers by Warner and failed fake punt put us behind the 8 ball. In passing game, Warner and wide receivers were not on the same page. No, they were not. At least 4 instances where wide receiver went one way and the ball another. When down 14 in third quarter, you're going to have that possession. You're going to have that possession and at least 2 more. That possession and 2 more in the 4th. Why not kick the field goal, which gets it to 11? I guess we were within 14. My bad. And at least 2 more possessions to go. On the 3rd and 16, you get a few yards and kick again, make it an 8-point game with 7 minutes left. Game management. I agree, Curtis. Boy, sat outside, get a little chillier, and my nose decides to start going, so I apologize for that. R33. Well, there goes the bandwagon fans. Yeah. Good morning, R33. Predictions on any sellouts this year? Hate Friday night games. 2001 Boise. um, yeah, I mean, I think the bandwagon fans are going to be hard to get back, especially with the next two games. That's going to be tough. Sellouts, probably not. I hate to say that. I hate to say it. I hope so, but we just have such fair weather fans. And I would say even if we did have a sellout, it would probably be half empty by halftime. Jesse, yes, I am excited about Deegan Rose coming to town or staying in town. I mentioned it on the last episode, but these are players that we want to get, and these are players that I think our fan base was worried about missing out on with Entz at coat, with Entz at the helm, because he's not from the Valley, but he's doing a good job. He's recruiting the Valley. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that Rose is coming. Now, Rose decommitted from Oregon State. Well, he probably knew the coach was going to get canned, and they were pretty bad. If we lose out, does he decommit again and go somewhere else? Because he could have gone anywhere in the world. But I am very excited to have Deegan Rose committed to Fresno State right now. Also need to change the word committed because they flip all the time. And then they're in the portal 10 months from now. So Derek Miller, a lot of people want to blame Warner, but it was a complete team loss. Yeah. There's a ton of blame on Warner here. I'm not going to blame Warner. I know there's people in here that think I'm getting paid by the Warner family or Fresno State to back EJ. I wish. No, that's not the case. I need Kurt to send me a check. But it was a bad game by Warner. It was. But it was an awful team game. Awful. I don't think you can win a game by giving up 49. That's a hard ask for your offense. Keith, good news is I watched Deegan Rose dominate number 4 Clovis North 45-7 tonight, and he's headed our way. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. William Lopez lost by 28 to 1-4 team. Not acceptable. We got exposed for everything we've been getting away with. Yes, we did get exposed for everything we've been getting away with. I agree with that. I do think that was a decent 1-4 Colorado State team. Here's the other thing. They had 7 starters out. I don't know if they were counting Brandon Fowler Nicolosi, who they benched. And I actually enjoyed their quarterback. A big, strong kid, made good decisions, smart decisions. I don't think we forced him into a ton of quick decisions. Our blitz pressure was nothing like theirs. They blitzed us all night and got constant pressure on EJ all the time, and even our running game. Our running game couldn't do anything once again. There were times when a hole would open up and we'd hit it, and Brandon Ramirez had one and knocked the dude over. I'd love to see it, but that was once. Walton was back in this game. He's not sure. I don't think he's 100%. Obviously not, but didn't seem to make that much of a difference when it came to run blocking. I thought it would. You look at the numbers very quickly here. On the running game, Brandon Ramirez carried the ball 7 times for 41 yards. Rayshawn Luke 5 carries for 38 yards, and Bryson Donaldson led the the running back room with 8 carries, but he only had 23 yards. Elijah Gilliam had 1 for 9, and Arsenault had 1 for 5. So you look at Rayshawn Luke and Brandon Ramirez, their average yards per carry. Rayshawn Luke, 7.5. Brandon Ramirez, 6. You look at that, I would say, wow, that's pretty good. However, our leading rusher, Bryson Donaldson, only had 23 yards a carry on 8 carries, so that's 3 yards a carry. And then you go rewatch that game. It's just ill-timed, poor running plays. All year long, we want to say we run the ball. That's our identity. And our best players are at running back. We want to have them with the ball in their hands. However, I'm changing it. We are not going to win games the way we're running the ball. The only reason to run the ball is to keep the defense honest. That's it, because we cannot run the ball successfully. Also, I'll put it this way. I think Brandon Ramirez after this game is the number 1 running back. Bryson he's leading the team in carries, but he just doesn't look 100%. He doesn't look like the Bryson that we know. Let Brandon Ramirez, Rayshawn Luke, and Elijah Gilliam go until Donaldson is 100%. We're fine. And then we got to get Rayshawn outside the tackle. I also think if you go back and watch, there are some times where we did a pretty good job of sealing the edge, and our running backs didn't see it. And all we had to do is take a cut outside, and I think we go for 2 or 3 extra yards. And maybe you make a guy miss, and then you're off to the races. But because I agree with Derek, they stacked the box all night and dared the Dogs to pass. Because they're stacking the box, you either got to hit them with play action and make them pay, or I will say this: I felt more comfortable with EJ dropping back throwing the ball than I did with him handing it off. I did. The EJ haters aren't going to appreciate that, but I did. I felt much more comfortable with EJ taking a 3-step drop. I would like to see more play action, but we just put ourselves in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, because we're getting hit at the line of scrimmage. And also, if I had money to bet, I would have bet my entire bank account that we would run the ball on every first down play. They know it's coming. So something has to change with how we attack defenses. And so there was someone mentioned adjustments. You have to make adjustments on the fly. And our OC needs to be able to do that. And Entz needs to walk over to him and see it. And EJ needs to see it. And our O-linemen need to see it and say, hey, they're stacking the box on us. Let's go run play action on first down. Let's toss the ball around. But even then, as we toss the ball around, people, as some of you said, wide receiver and quarterbacks are not on the same page. I actually thought it was poor performance from our wide receivers. Good performance from our tight ends. I'm going to keep going. Justin, good morning, Justin. Good to see you. Definitely a team loss. In my opinion, there's no reason not to, at minimum, have a 2-quarterback system temporarily. We need to find out what Conklin looks like in live action. I don't disagree. I don't know what Conklin looks like against the top tier teams. It's going to be tough now because we have bye week, and then we get San Diego State and Boise State. And San Diego State looks like the real deal. They just smacked Nevada, and they're scoring 40 points a game. Boise's a tough team. And it's going to be hard. Well, either two things are going to happen. Either we're going to do the 2-quarterback system right now with Conklin. 3 things are going to happen. And they're going to start EJ and throw in some sets with Conklin. Or they're going to just start EJ as they've been doing. And if things go poorly, which as a team, as a whole, I right now, from the body of work that I've seen, we are not ready for San Diego State and Boise State. That's just the truth. Things can change today, starting today. But from the body of work that we have put together, I can confidently say we're not ready for San Diego State and Boise State. And so if that's the case, then do they pull EJ because we struggle? Because we're struggling and we're looking for something different. We need a spark somewhere. Where does that spark going to come from? And I think George Crawford said that the best place I could see that happening is at the quarterback position. Because I haven't seen Conklin, I can't confidently say I'm ready to see Conklin. I have seen glimpses of EJ make good plays. I think he's smart. I mean, you could say what you will about his touchdown interception ratio. I see him make good throws. His timing is good. His sense in the pocket is good. How in the pocket, I said outside the pocket, we got to change some things. He needs to throw the ball away when he's scrambling. He needs to hold on the ball a little bit tighter. He got too careless with the fumble that they scooped up and scored. And where was the effort from our offense to stop him? I don't know. There's a lot of things we could talk about. I'll keep going with you guys as my nose continues to run. I apologize. Duke Clark. People will bash Warner. I don't like the oh gosh. I don't like the kid, but he shows glimpses of a good quarterback and a lot of heart. So I get it. Kind of what I was saying. Him and the wide receivers need to get on the same page. Also, we can't take 4+ minutes on drives when down by that many, and we can't get beat on peanut butter and jelly plays. Yeah. I mean, they called inside zone plays just up the middle. They called power and trap plays up the middle. And they're running for 12 yards up the A gap every time they ran the ball. At least it felt that way. And even when they were throwing the ball, I don't know where our communication was in the secondary, but there's Rocky Beers tore us apart. And you know what? If you're going to get beat, you might as well get beat by a guy named Rocky Beers. Did we really stand a chance? They had a guy named Rocky Beers playing in the mountains. Very cool name. NW Bulldog says, let's play the long game, support Fresno State football. And he's asking everybody to join either Bulldog Foundation or give via NIL. Single-use plastic. Obviously, you can't know what the coaches see in practice, but in a scenario where quick strike offense is needed, it would be nice to be more dynamic in the passing game. 100%. I totally agree. 5-2 is a good start, but the hope is to end the year with 9 to 10 wins in the mix for the Mountain West Championship and a bowl win. I agree. So I was talking about this with some people in the office the other day. What is the expectations for? Oh, I see, Curtis, you have a part 3. Sorry. Back to what single-use plastic says. What's the expectations for Fresno State football from the fan base? And I think there's too many expectations of national championship. I understand because I am very competitive and I understand where you're coming from. You play the game to win the championship. But we also have to be realistic. And realistically, no G5 team, I'm being realistic. I am competitive. I want to win every game. But no G5 team is competing at the same level as Indiana right now. I mean, and Ohio State. Those teams look so good. Like, it's hard. Yes, do I want to play those teams? Yes, I want to get the opportunity to play those teams and beat them in the playoff. But I think the expectations need to come down to what single-use plastic said. He said 9 to 10 wins. That's a great season. 9-3 is a good season. You only lost 3 games. 10 wins even better. Mountain West Championship. Be in the mix for a Mountain West Championship. Get an opportunity to play for it. I think that's big. You win the Mountain West Championship, and then go get a bowl win. Now, bowl games don't mean the same anymore that they used to, but give us an opportunity to go win another trophy. Right? And if you win your championship, okay, well, now you put yourself in the conversation to represent one of the top 5 conference champions. Will that be the Mountain West champ? Well, San Diego State still has a chance, see, but probably not. It won't happen for the Mountain West, but you put yourself in that conversation. Curtis Harr Part 3, that was one of the worst halves of Fresno State football I can remember. We have to be better. But at 5-2, all the realistic goals are still attainable. There, and he says Mountain West Championship and bowl. There you go. Quarterback change? Question mark. If you're going to do it, this is the time. If not, EJ has to be better with the ball. Rant over. Timing is tough with this. Anytime you make a quarterback change, I think you have to talk to the locker room, see how everybody feels about it. If people are ready to try Conklin, you got to do that. You got to talk to the coaching staff. Are they ready for a move? Are they ready to put their job on the line for this? You're going to lose NIL dollars, possibly. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into this decision, and you have to be willing to make it if that's what it's looking like. And I can't tell you. I don't know. For the coaching staff, I haven't heard anything. From someone that watches a lot of football, I think we as a whole have to be better. Robert C. says, that was terrible. I hate to be negative, but they were not ready to play. 13 plus penalties. We had over 100 yards of penalties. The one on fourth on the field goal where we jumped off sides. What are we doing? There were a couple times where the refs were just not good, and they called holding penalties on stuff that was, even the announcers were confused. Like, that wasn't a hold. But we have to be better. We have to put ourselves in better positions to be in this game. You can't go down 21-0 right away. You can't do that. We just shot ourselves in the foot. He says 5 sacks. Given up. Wide receivers going the wrong way. Inconsistent run game and a weak defense. They may be in real trouble the next 2 games if they don't figure this out. I agree. Know how a fan can affect recruiting without even having to financially support NIL? Join the Green V section. This is what Justin Watson. I agree. Build an environment that these players want to play in front of. It's true. Put your money where your mouth is. I think we have a good community in Boyer Bulldogs. Justin has a great community at the Green V section. And if you guys want to get involved, DM Justin Watson. That section is loud all the time. They're good people. Let Justin Watson know. You can, and they are working on taking the proceeds for the people that sit in the Green V section and helping with NIL. So if you have questions, reach out to Justin. A. Burgee. Defense was a Benny Hill episode. It's true. It was bad. It was looked slow and confused, like they got into some Colorado marijuana right before. Every team knows Warner is spooked by the pass rush and will hand you the ball. Honestly, it's been the past 2, him, Mikey, and a little bit of Jake Hayner, but he was a little bit smarter with the ball, or at least had the arm to get it there. But our offensive line has been poor for as long as I can remember. And at least, yeah, for as long as I can remember. And they have to get the ball out so fast. You're making one read and you got to get the ball out, or you get tuck the ball and go. And so they got you. I think everybody notices you get happy feet when you're in the pocket, especially when you actually get 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, get the ball, get the ball, get the ball. And this is where I think Warner is better than most. He's good at having pre-snap reads. Now that the first interception where they blitzed us and they had 2 free guys unblocked right in Warner's face, and he just threw a dying duck up. It was the right read, but it was a bad throw. And the other thing is we didn't go make a play on the ball. Nobody went to go make a play on the ball. So that's got to be better. He couldn't throw the ball away on that one. That would have been big intentional grounding. He was still in the pocket. Jay Frez says the OC is definitely not the level of FBS standards that the FCS system he has is getting out coached by DCs almost every game. He's lucky we have talented players, but coaching wise, we're getting out coached. This game we definitely got out coached. I think there's something to be said, and I learned this as a basketball coach, high school basketball coach, is you have a system, right? And you believe that system is going to work. You cannot be stubborn and stick to that system when it's not working. You have to be able to adjust, change things up. And I say that based off of the running game, right? I don't want to just slam our head into a brick wall every play. If it's not working, we got to change something up. And like I said, I said it earlier, yes, you have to keep defenses honest. I understand. But when our tight ends are open a lot of the game, the quick passing game was working. Let's do that. Right? We had to do it because we were put in that situation. But it worked for the most part. There were instances that I felt some hope creeping in, and there was one drive. It was that easy. Bang, bang, bang with 3 or 4 pass plays. EJ led us down the field. We looked like a good team, really good team. And we threw the ball, I think, every play. I think we did on that. I think it was the 3rd touchdown. We looked great. So we need to be able to see that, make the adjustment. Hey, we're finding success here. Let's buy into this rather than be like my first year of basketball coaching, be stubborn and say, no, this is the way we're going to do it. It works if you do it right. Sometimes you have to play to your strengths. And honestly, you comment down below what you think, but I think our strength in this past game, people may disagree with me, and some of you said it, our strength was the passing game, tight ends over the middle. They blitzed us almost every play, seemed like. When they blitzed, they got pressure, so we got to get the ball out. Sandroid559, good morning. Doesn't matter what year it is, Fresno State has always been very predictable. True. Bard FSU, receivers are not it. We need guys that know their route. Granted, that's only one issue. There are so many more. Ricky J. Defense got exposed in the first half and recovered too late. I will give Colorado State credit for their secondary bagging our receivers, but man, offensive line and EJ had a rough night. EJ took a lot of sacks, have to throw the ball away. Take a week to reset, focus, and bounce back October 25th. We have to do that. That's all we can do now. I definitely hope that we're moving on, but I agree. O-line, EJ, rough night. EJ took a lot of hits, and he has been taking a lot of hits all season. And then defense. Yeah. Mr. Clutch wanted Warner benched after game 2. He has a history of interceptions at his 2 previous schools, but the excuse they gave was he was playing from behind most of the time, forcing him to pass a lot. Well, I will say that was true for this game. We went down early and we had to pass a lot. Numbers for EJ, 28 for 49, 350 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it wasn't a good game from EJ. The wide receivers were mentioned a lot. Numbers: Josiah Freeman, 7 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Richie Anderson, 6 receptions, 70 yards. Jaleel McClain, 3 for 47. Jane Farrar, Farrar, 3 for 40. Rayshawn Luke, 1 for 23 and a touchdown. Harold Duvall, 1 for 23. Duvall, they had single coverage, man coverage, no safety help over the top. I thought EJ made a good pass. Duvall made a great catch. That's what we got to do. That's what Jordan Brown, 3 for 22. Cam Beecham, 1 for 15. Beecham was targeted multiple times, though. Jake Tarwater, 1 for 9. Elijah Gilliam, 1 for 6. Bryson Donaldson, 1 for 6. Look, Richie Anderson had 6 receptions for 70 yards. Him and Josiah Freeman, who Josiah Freeman is obviously our number one target. But we should target those two guys, but we have to be better all around. We have to be better. Defensively, some numbers. Lafitte led the way in tackles. Pearson was there as well. Finn Claypool and Jazon Jacks were credited each with half a sack on our 1 sack. We had 6 TFLs. No interceptions. Like I said, their quarterback was good. He protected the ball. For backup quarterback, I mean, Norvell got that one wrong, but they figured it out. He went 12 for 8. Jackson Brousseau went 12 for 18, 144 yards and 3 tutties. Threw the ball 18 times, had 12 completions. 3 of them were touchdowns, and he had 144 yards. That's not good. Then Justin Marshall had 7 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown. Lloyd Avant had 16 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown. And Jalen Dupree had 7 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. We could not stop them. We made Justin Marshall look like an All-American. Actually, you know who we made look like an American? Owen Long. Holy cow, that guy was everywhere. Did everything. Stopped the run, blitzed EJ, blitzed us all night. Even in the passing game, he was everywhere. He had 17 total tackles, 2 TFLs, 1 sack. Paul Tangelo, he was the guy that with the scoop and score. We made him look great. Edmondson, this defense looked all world against us. I mean, and then we made Jackson Brousseau, who started the season out as a backup, we made him look really good. Javion Kennard, their wide receiver, 3 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown. And then Rocky Beers had 2 touchdowns. We have to be better. If we want to have any shot, I think I think that's obvious. We have to be better. But if we want any shot at even competing with San Diego State next game, I think the keys have to be, and we'll get to that later when we preview that game, but I think the focus has to be our running game. And the reason I say that is because that is our identity. Offensive line has to be better. I think our vision has to be better when running the ball. There were holes or times we could bounce it outside, and we did not. We tried to force it. I like the way Brandon Ramirez runs. He puts his head down and runs hard, running with a purpose. And then our OC and Entz and EJ need to work together, or somebody needs to sit down and say, okay, when this happens or this happens, we're going to do this or that. Like, meaning we're going to make a change somewhere. And then I think every day until game day, EJ should be throwing with wide receivers every day. Defensively, we got to see more. I got to see more effort. You know what I did like seeing? I like seeing Stu and Kajabi out there. Thunderbird was banged up. We need more pressure from the D line. I mean, you could go down the list of things that we need to do. There's so many of you that commented on this. Cougar Steel says he wants Conklin to get a shot. Cornfed said ugly. He also agrees that Warner isn't ready for prime time, but it wasn't just him. Thomas Holt is ready for Conklin. Andrew Sterling just says just a terrible showing on all three phases, from all three phases. Zero answer for the blitz. Couldn't tackle. Oh my goodness. Couldn't tackle. Thank you, Andrew. I forgot about that. Tackling was not good. It was embarrassing, actually. Got to wrap up. Have to wrap up. Offside penalty on the field goal attempt that turned to a touchdown on the next play. Yep. Fears that we were the most flawed 5-1 team came to be true. Tough. Yep. I did say we were deceiving 5-1 team. And we all knew it. Robert Polvido, his team had a lot of flaws. All came out. True. Conklin deserves a chance. American Sapper, big Raiders fan, said it's bound to happen. Too predictable. No big offensive plays. Yeah. Richie Rich. At least we lost to a fellow Pac-12 team. Gilbert Canellis. How can you continue to defend Warner? With multiple likes. Okay. I don't feel like I need to. I've talked so much on it. I don't mind it. Honestly, I don't mind if they put in Conklin. We'll see what they do. But once again, I think it's going to be. I don't think right now is the best time to. Either it is right now. It's the best time or the worst time. Which doesn't make sense, Caleb. But it's the best time because the fan base is ready for it. You just came off getting smoked. It's the worst time because you got your two toughest opponents coming up. Whimsically, I turned it off at half. I was tempted. Daniel Edwards, stop pushing Warner propaganda. He should be feasting on this week's schedule, Kid used to say. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm getting paid lots of money to push this Warner propaganda, so I have to keep doing it. Just kidding. I think after watching half the season or 7 games, I am finding that our strength is the short passing game. It is. Jertel's trying to get me in trouble with words that that ninja EJ Warner is buns. Oh man, looks like Jimmy G passed 10 yards. Let me get over to this real quick. On Instagram, we have multiple We Want Conklins. Randy Price, slow, says, best part about being a Fresno fan is losing to the one-win team every year. Missed tackles and penalties cost us the game. Yeah. So it was we knew it was going to happen. When was it going to happen? What was the team? And we should have known. 1-4 away. It was going to happen this week. King of my castle, speechless. You have to give Conklin a chance in a game like this. Outcoached and outplayed. Steve O'Grimes, Entz better start Conklin against San Diego State or the boos will be loud next game. Imsal 85. We all saw this coming. Too many close wins. Loss wakes them up. On to the next. Diego Hunting Slugs says something complete opposite of what a lot of you guys are saying. Low IQ fans blame EJ. Too many stupid penalties and the wide receivers getting zero separation. Randall 64. Stop making excuses for EJ. We had plenty of chances to turn this around, and he blew it. The Red Wave report says start 17. Doesn't hurt to give him a proper chance. There you go. That was everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. There were a lot, and it's after a loss, it always goes that way. There's a lot of you that tuned in, which is thank you for that. And I think you guys said it all. Penalties, way too many penalties. We shot ourselves in the foot early. I mean, we went down. Where's the come on, give it to me. We went down 21-0 in the second quarter. We were down 14-0 at the end of the first. Then they came out and scored right away, went down 21-0. And then we could not stop them. Penalties, turnovers, you miss on a fake punt. You fake the punt. But once again, like, I think it's just, I would have liked to seen something different. If you're going to go for it, go for it. I think we had a better chance of getting it once with a short pass play. I mean, it's going back to the same stuff, but it's tough. It's tough to be. It's tough to watch, and then let's put it this way. It's tough because you see the potential, right? That's why. It's tough because we're 5-1 and they were 1-4. If you listen to Coach Entz before the game and you talk to people around the program, which I got to talk on the Tuesday of last week before the game, everybody was worried about this game because they knew Colorado State was actually a good team. Now, they had a close game with Washington State, and I don't know if you saw, but I think Washington State only lost by 3 or 4 to Ole Miss on Saturday. There's a little bit about Colorado State. But as a Fresno State, as a program, you don't ever want to see this type of loss, ever. Where we get blown out. And we just looked like, nothing went our way. Nothing. We couldn't figure anything out. So then I think we're searching to who and where can we put the blame, right? Do we put the blame on EJ? Do we put the blame on Coach Entz? Do we put on the OC, the DC, special teams, just a lack of being ready because of all the penalties? Well, yeah, I think the answer to all that is yes. And if you know Coach Entz and the team, they all took the blame. So that, I guess that's a positive. But they are focused on getting better, and it's all well and good. But when you play teams like San Diego State and Boise State coming up, it's going to be tough. Derek, too many penalties, poor O-line blocking. Defense couldn't stop anything and getting out coached, but people will seriously ignore all of that just to say bench Warner. I agree. Like, we could talk about the bad game. Let's land the plane here. We could talk about the bad game that EJ had. And yes, it was a bad game. But we also, in that same sentence, we have to talk about all the things that Derek listed. Poor O-line, which has been poor for, I would say, all but 2 games. Too many penalties. This was a first for us. And then defense. Like, wow. Bad. Justin says it's not just this game with EJ. Sure. I think he's had bad interceptions, but I don't, and maybe I'm falling into the Kurt Warner propaganda, but I went back, I try to do my due diligence and go back and look at the throws. And there's obviously miscommunication going on. Honestly, I think there's a lack of effort when the ball's up in the air. Go get the ball. Does he need to be forcing those throws? No, he doesn't. Derek adds, as terrible as quote unquote terrible as we are, we're 5-2. That's true. One more win and we're bowl eligible. Thank goodness we have a bye week. Thank goodness. Let's go get this. Let's go get right, and let's get ready for San Diego State. And in particular, our defense needs to be ready for San Diego State because they like to score points. We better be ready. Let me ask you guys this. I was thinking about this as the game was progressing. Do you think we should blitz more? Do you think we should bring more pressure? I think we have to. I thought the past couple games we did a pretty good job of putting young quarterbacks in positions to make quick decisions. We brought pressure and things like that. I'm curious. I want to know I'd like to go look at the percentage, the snap count of how many times we brought pressure. More than 4. I'll say more than 4. Because it didn't feel like it. Now I don't know if it was Colorado State's O-line, but we need to get more pressure on quarterbacks, especially this game. Samdroid 559, predictable Fresno State slaughter. Oh, predictable Fresno State. We slaughter San Diego at home, get slaughtered at Boise. Okay. Oh, prediction. It's a prediction. Got it. Your prediction is we slaughter San Diego at home and get slaughtered at Boise. Okay. I hope we beat San Diego State. That would be nice. It's hard for me to say that we will. By the way, what expert is putting the spread on Fresno State games? Because they have not been close. They weren't close on this one, that's for sure. And the over under was 48.5. So the over hit. Just Colorado State hit the over. That's it. Make these teams beat us with their weaknesses. Well put, Derek. I think you have to. And the weaknesses over the past 3 teams have been, maybe not for Colorado State, but young quarterbacks, right? Technically not Nevada, but Purdy was, when you want to talk about quarterback problems, you go talk to Nevada. Purdy, yikes. But bringing pressure, we got pressure on Alejado, forced some turnovers. We got pressure on the Nevada quarterbacks, forced some turnovers. They didn't even need to throw the ball, actually. They didn't even need to throw the ball. Colorado State did not need to throw the ball. They could have just ran it the entire night, and I think they would have scored 49 points. Honestly. So, it was a tough game. We have to be better. Positives was we threw out some. I was trying to think of some positives. Entz took the blame. That's extreme ownership. Richie Anderson was a positive, in my view. Other than that, any other positives? Lafitte probably. Dejon Lafitte was a positive. Dylan Lynch didn't miss an extra point. And Verdugo down to punt in the 20. Game ended before Colorado scored 50, Jesse says. True. Oh, man. We got to be better. We have to be better. And I am curious to everybody bashing me on my EJ propaganda. I am curious to see what they do at the quarterback position. With the amount of talk around our quarterback position, with the lack of you want to have a quarterback that could take over and really plant your flag behind. It's not happening. So what happens there, right? When have you ever seen a coach not take the blame? Sandroid 5559 says. That's true. I think they do it in a different way. The way that Ent said it there was really the way he said it was different than other coaches say it. I know it's going to sound stupid, but go watch it. I like how he said it. And he left it at that, right? He didn't go on. He didn't talk about, at least what I saw. He just said, we're bad. It's my fault. End of story, basically, is how he put it. And so I appreciate that rather than these other things. And then how he was taking ownership. I appreciate that. And as they should. All the coaches should say that. So you're right. 3-year-old's up. All right. So yes, I understand what you're saying. They do say that a lot. I like the way that he said it. I like the tone that he said it. And so serious about it. Other times, I don't know if coaches are serious about it. He was very serious about this. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave it there. Comment below anything else you guys have. Thanks for all your interactions. And here's to going 6-2. Bowl eligibility. Whoever's taking snaps at quarterback, let's go win. I don't care. I want to win. I want to win. I don't care who it is. I want to win. I want the defense to perform well. Defense is so. I'm riding with the dogs. Whoever's there. So, and then if I had, I should get my check out from the. We're pushing all this propaganda to show you. If we're gonna go away from Warner, I think we go Mandel, who is a Valley guy and has been with the program. Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave it with that. We'll leave Derek's hot take. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Love all the interactions. Really do. And I will talk to you guys for. Let's see if we can get something together for the bye week. We'll meet again on Monday, 5:30 a.m. early. I'll probably be a couple minutes late as usual. Thanks, guys. See ya. Go Dogs.